tonight is senior night for the West Prairie Cyclones here as they take on the Macomb Lady Bombers. And we would like to acknowledge the two seniors here this evening. The first of those is senior Allie Arnold. Her parents are Sharon Arnold and Ed Arnold. Her plans after high school are to attend college and study to become a veterinarian. And she said, what advice would you give to the younger players? She said, you can watch things happen or you can make things happen. Don't take high school for granted. The second senior tonight is Addison Despain. Her parents are Gina and Reggie Despain. Her plans after high school include attending Carl Sandburg, continuing her volleyball career, and majoring in radiology. Her advice that she would give to the younger players is work hard and encourage others. Says you need to have good chemistry with your team in order to be successful and enjoy playing the game. And their combined memory was all the times Coach Bland has laughed with them in practice. Congratulations, folks. Let's give a big hand to our two seniors. Jason. Turn the mic down just a touch. Because I'm louder, obviously, than you and Caitlyn. That was just starting to squeal.
Just a little bit.
Folks, we'll be back in just a little bit. Going to let you enjoy warm-ups here this evening as the two teams get ready to go. You're listening and watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And folks, we're getting just about ready here to bring you Cyclone Varsity basketball taking on the Macomb Lady Bombers right here on TSSR Game Time Live. As The Rock used to say, finally, sports have come back to TSSR Game Time Live. I do a very poor Rock impersonation, but anyway.
About the effort, right?
There you go. Effort is always key. Isn't that what people's T-shirts say? Effort is always key.
Something like that.
Some goofiness like that. Anyway, welcome in here. This is what you get with the broadcast here. As I always say, it's like watching the Mannings watch Monday Night Football with Les Mannings. As we get a little bit ready for senior night here. Now, this is not the last West Prairie home game, but I know they're trying to get it in here tonight. Weather, all that other garbage, the COVIDs. And that is my name for it. I don't think that's what it is. But it has reared its ugly head around this area all over the place. And, it has been one of those things people got to watch out for. Hopefully you and yours at home are safe. That's our wish here from the folks at TSSR Game Time Live. If you can't be in the gym, tell all your friends, family, relatives, TSSR Game Time Live is where you can watch the games. It is our pleasure to bring them to you tomorrow night. Boys will be in action, barring weather. Got a special presentation a week from Saturday. It'll be junior high regional basketball coming up on TSSR Game Time Live from the West Prairie Regional. So proud to bring you that. I know next Tuesday I will be, there'll be the JV doubleheader at Bushnell, West Prairie at Bushnell. That coming up on Monday. I will be there with you on a Tuesday for the varsity doubleheader. That Mr. Kenny Suter will be there. Dwayne will be there as well. As they do kind of a more Missouri-Iowa thing, and it's the varsity boys and girls and JV boys and girls doubleheader. Missouri does that a lot. Iowa does it some. Illinois never has done it, but it's kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And tournaments like that or games like that are always fun to go do and film and record for you guys. And, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, you already have one of the teams there. Why not bring both the teams there, make it a good day of basketball? And, I mean, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to watching.
And it's one of those things that you kind of wish that maybe they do that a little bit more. Obviously, distance makes a little difference, but those two teams, Bushnell and West Prairie, close enough they can do just that. Again, we celebrate Addie Despain and Allie Arnold here this evening as they get ready to take on the Bombers, Jackson Kane and crew. And I tell you what, I'm old enough, I have watched Jackson Kane play, so that's exactly how long I've been doing this. Back in his Monmouth-Roseville days, of course, I'm also old enough to have played against one athletic director in Jason Finch. So there is that, if in case you were curious about that. I'm going to step aside and do some of my PA duties, so I'll let you listen in as well, and we'll get ready for this varsity contest. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to West Prairie High School for tonight's varsity matchup between the Bombers and Macomb High School and your West Prairie Cyclones. At this time, we'd ask everybody please rise, and gentlemen and ladies, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And now the starting lineup for the visiting team, the Macomb Lady Bombers. Starting lineup tonight includes number 4, Caitlyn Robinson. Number 10, Sarah Stuffleby. Number 24, Allison Stortson. Number 32, Natalie Nicholson. And number 42, Lily Dennis. The Lady Bombers are coached by Jackson Kane, assisted by C.J. Cross and Abby Schaefer. And now see the storm clouds on the horizon. Feel the storm winds blow. For those in attendance and all those listening on the World Wide Web, it's time to meet your West Prairie Cyclone! Starting tonight, number 10, Lauren Powell. Lauren Powell, rather. Number 3, Grace Vanonic. Number 2, Minnie Hood. And the 2 seniors being celebrated tonight. Number 4, Ellie Arnold. And last but not least, number 1, Eddie Dismay. We wish good luck to both the teams tonight's game. Good luck to all participants, and thanks for all the fans in attendance.
Phew, I'm worn out. Now we got to do a ball game.
Yeah, that was something. Man.
I always got to turn it up on senior night,
Yeah,
Johnny.
of course.
Jumping it up will be Allison Stortson and Eddie Spain for the 2 teams here tonight. Cyclones in the white home uniforms with black dermals trimmed in silver. It comes over to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam going to get us started here. Cyclones back into a 2-3 zone. Gives the pass over to Dennis. Try to get in the lane to Stortson. Taken away by Lauren Powell. But taken away and out to Stufflebeam. A couple of dribbles. Stuck on the sideline. They try to get it out for Robinson. Caitlyn Robinson in the lane. A fake. And nearly losing it was Nicholson. Back out again, down to Stortson. She'll put it up, missed the shot, rebound, tip, and kept alive by Dennis, rather. That one tipped out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Macomb Lady Bombers. On the floor for the Cyclones, it is Arnold, Powell, Despain, Hood, and Grace Vanonic. And on the shot, Addie Despain swatting it away. Lauren Powell, though, saved it in. Allie Arnold with it. Here comes Grace Vanonic, and the Cyclones will run a little offense. Hood and Arnold in a double high post set as Vanonic brings it out to Powell. Dribbles down the far sideline. Waits. And now gives it off to Vanonic. 6:59 mark here of this first quarter of play. As they work it back to Powell, she'll fake though and do the, call it the Samsonite shuffle and bring it back over to the Bombers. And again, glad you're alongside here for basketball action on TSSR Game Time Live. Glad to be bringing it to you. No score yet so far in the contest as dribbling it up is Stufflebeam. Tried to bounce it down to Allison Stortson. On the outside to Robinson. She'll hold. And now swing it. Shot on the way. Dennis can't get the 3 to go. Hood down with the board. And Vanonic will bring it out of there. 6:28 mark. Clock rolling here. First quarter. Pass to Despain. She'll hold and hand it off to Lauren Powell. And she stepped on the sideline.
few turnovers here by West Prairie early. We'll see if that continues throughout the rest of the game, but they've really been doing a nice job so far these first couple of possessions. I like what I'm seeing on the out of the half-court defense. Obviously no score yet, and they've been playing, showing pretty good on that side of the ball.
Down in the corner, they'll cross-court it out. Up top for Dennis, take a couple of dribbles, bounce down in the corner for Nicholson, switching around to Robinson, shot up, no good. This has not been a shooting clinic so far. Percentage-wise, I guess.
As I say, unlike we saw in the JV contest.
Right.
Macomb shot the ball extremely well in that game. So far scoreless here as we approach the 6-minute mark.
Grace Van Onek dribbling it out top now, comes down to the far side, nearly lost it, hands off to Powell. Back to Van Onek, she fakes the quick pop three, now pulls it back and nearly throws it away. Swatting that out of bounds was Stufflebeam. Addie Despain will trigger it inbounds for the Cyclones. Right up on her is Nicholson. Pass comes into Van Onek. Van Onek will work it around here, 5.5 and change. Ticking down in the first quarter. No score here. Addie Despain to the lane. And that one, Arnold able to save it, but taken out of there by Dennis. Dennis brings it over and hands it off to Stufflebeam, to Robinson. Back to Dennis. Dennis wheeling around out top there to Robinson. She'll skirt the baseline and shoot that one. And I will count that as a lob into starts. It looked that way anyway. So we'll give them credit for that. Lob 2-0 Bombers. Pass up the floor by the Cyclones. Stolen away. The Bombers get it back, and they loop it up to Dennis. Thought about the three. Said no. Wanted Nicholson. Over to Robinson. Bounce down to Nicholson. Fakes, goes around. Stufflebeam in the lane. Addie Despain says, get that out of here. Out to Robinson. Shot on the way is no good, and Grace Van Onek down with it. Lobs it up to a cutting Lauren Powell. Stolen by Robinson, thrown back to Stufflebeam. She was able to stick the landing and passes on the bounce to Dennis. Out to Stufflebeam, dribble around to Robinson, gives holds in the lane to Allison Stortzum, a fake. And back out they'll go, cross court over to Stufflebeam, down to Allison Stortzum, bounce in, nice pass to Nicholson. Shot errant, and the rebound though in the hands of Robinson backing in. It is 4-0, Lady Bombers. Inbounds, Despain needs some help. Into Van Onek finally. Cross courts it to Powell as they continue to just weave it back and forth. And now up the lane. Van Onek shot no good. Rebound tipped around. Dennis pulls it down and out of there. And it makes it 4-0. Robinson toes up a three. That one little wide of the mark. And traced down by Nicholson. Up it comes to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam, couple of dribbles. Watches a cross cut and a double screen by Dennis and Robinson. Then Addie Despain steals the pass, going to cross it, and Robinson going to take it away. But part of the reason she took it away was because she fouled her. 4-0 the lead here. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say the senior Addison Despain, of course, being on here tonight as it is West Prairie's senior night, but she's come up with a few big defensive plays here. I believe she has 2 blocks already, and she picks off the pass there. West Prairie just needs to get it going in the half court here as the offense has looked pretty stagnant at times.
Inbounds to Van Onek, the quick pop three, and it's good.
I'll take credit for that one. A little bit of a jinx right there, I guess.
Well done, Coach John. Well done. 3:15, clock rolling first quarter. Robinson went on the far side, gives a bounce into Lena Nicholson. And Lauren Powell with a little hippity hop to the barber shop, but that kind of worked against her there. And we've got a substitution making her first entrance into the ball game. Ainsley Holthouse. Dennis will take a seat. That was Powell's first foul, first on the team, both with 1. Robinson watching the wheel, the Holthouse out top. Was really stroking the threes early on. Now Stufflebeam 3 on the way. Just a bit short. On to Van Onek. Nice rebound there by Addie Despain. Van Onek, quick pull-up 3. Nope, no good. Rebound fought for Stortzum. Able to rip it out of there and off in the hands of Robinson. Robinson quickly up. Holthouse going to dribble, and Powell will pick up a quick number 2. A case of the grabby gotchas brings Lauren Powell her second. I'm sure there will be someone of this broadcast crew that will talk to her about it. And it ain't me.
I was going to say, it's not you, is it?
Nope. Robinson going to shoot that one on the way. Powell with the rebound. And Powell bringing it up to Vanonic. Vanonic holds it, puts it down, gives it over to Powell. Powell waiting here. Stufflebeam comes after her. Over to Vanonic. Vanonic dribbling on Robinson. Going to come down looking for Arnold Cutting. Shoot, shot, and got it.
Nice shot there from Grace Vanonic. Pulls up over the defender and is able to drain it home and give West Prairie the lead here.
5-4 lead now. Up comes Stufflebeam to Holthouse. Down for Nicholson. To Allison Stortson, bouncing out. And Nicholson chases it down in the corner. Working around this zone here. Been very patient. 1:50, you heard Coach Jackson Kane saying patient. Stufflebeam over to Robinson. Robinson with a dribble. Kick out Stufflebeam. Couple of dribbles to Nicholson. Nicholson in the lane. Stortson. Stortson. Stufflebeam. 3 is up. Off the front of the rim. And the rebound. Grace Vanonic's got it. She has Despain ahead of her. Addie Despain toward the lane and will pick up the personal as Nicholson will pick up the block. Still moving as she was going up the court. And that will be the second on the Macomb Lady Bomber team. 1.5 left to go here in this first quarter. Substitutions for the Bombers. Shelby Daniels checking in. I'll get the other one for you in just a second. Lauren Bell checking in for West Prairie. Vanonic in the corner. To Powell. Powell back to Despain. She'll toe up the 3. Line drive no good. And Stufflebeam almost had it taken away. Up to Robinson quickly. And then we have a foul. And that's going to be whistled on Allie Arnold. And a timeout called by Grant Bland with 1:19 left in this first quarter. We're going to thank some of our very fine sponsors, including JoJo's Gaming Parlor, offering the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Centers best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experience in dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and again in 20. 3 convenient locations, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. The Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions via email. All this are only $42 per year, or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Just some of our very fine sponsors here on TSSR Game Time Live. Stufflebeam will bring it inbound. She is joined on the floor by Holthouse, Robinson, Allison Stortson, and now in the corner, number 20, Shelby Daniels. And Coach Gain telling him to run what he drew up. Now they run a double screen. Get in the lane. Holthouse throws it away, but Stortson able to steal it back. And Holthouse puts it up in the corner. 3, ring it up. In the corner. And that's going to put the Bombers back in the lead as they take a 7-5 lead. West Prairie works it back. Powell with a nifty behind the back dribble, trying to avoid Stufflebeam. As she dribbles in, flips it off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Daniels down with it. Nearly stolen by Powell, comes off in the hands of Stufflebeam. Quickly in the lane for Allison Stortson. Bounces for Robinson, toes the 3, it is short, and the rebound put up there by Daniels, blocked from behind by Addie Despain. Despain steals it, now to Powell. Powell to Grace Vanonic, 20 seconds left, over to Despain. She'll toe up 3, got it! 3-ball side pocket for Addie Despain. And the Cyclone leads now 8-7. Cyclones a little end-to-end here, John.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've been looking extremely good here. And we'll see a 3 towed up by Macomb. That one no good. They've been looking extremely good, extremely aggressive, and I don't know if it's part of that little pregame thing, getting all the players psyched up that you did, but man, West Prairie has come out of the gates running here, and they have a 1-point lead thanks to that.
I will gladly take all the credit for that, by the way.
It really was an amazing pregame, Greg.
Well, thank you.
The extended Cyclones really did it for me. I don't know how you held that out that long, but that was certainly impressive.
Well, I'm sure this will surprise no one when I say I have a lot of wind. And there's not anybody in this audience that probably would doubt that here this evening. But a lot of fun to do that. I've missed doing that. 40 days away feels like an eternity, and that was always a lot of fun. And I do hope that it pumps up the kids a lot. That is one of those things. It's fun to do. Hope it pumps it up. And two great seniors celebrating tonight, Addie and Allie. Fantastic young ladies. Happy to do that for them. Try to make it a little special. Although there are two coaches I am going to cuss out because they wrote the wrong name on the thing. And who gets blamed for that but me? But we'll discuss that later. And now for the Cyclones here, they're going to have to take a little more interest in Holdhouse on the wing, John. She has hit 1-3, put up several.
Yeah, Macomb's been extremely aggressive shooting the three-pointer. They haven't got him to quite fall yet, but they've been getting a lot of good looks, and, eventually those shots might start falling. So, and speaking of shots falling, Addison Despain, another three-pointer. The senior being celebrated here tonight, coming through with a big three there.
And Jackson Kane quickly off the bench with a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 11-7. Cyclones in the lead here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
And we're back here, Grant Bland talking about saying, hey, keep that up. That's as a coach in this position, that's pretty much what you do. You say, hey, keep that up.
Yep, absolutely. Just keep going back to it. Keep going back to what's working for you. We've seen Addison Despain making a lot of plays on the defensive end. I believe 3 blocks now in the game, and she's hit a pair of three-pointers. And we'll see if maybe, as you said, West Prairie can go ahead and keep that up.
I guess to update my NBA terminology, a Anthony Davis-esque 3 blocks. As the Bombers work it around, Stufflebeam in the lane to Daniels, down for Stortzum, and
comes away with another one there.
Yep.
Wow.
Addie Despain takes it again. Venonic quickly up to Powell. Powell in the lane, shot on the way, no good. And the rebound, Daniels chases it down in the corner. Cyclones double team, and I'll just Stortzum as we get rolling again here in the second quarter. 7:15, clock moving. Robinson bounced down for Stortzum in the lane. It is Daniels, but cue that traveling music as had a kind of a run to the basket.
1 or 2 extra steps there, I'd say. Kind of hard to see from up here, but
I just used an NBA reference, but this is not the NBA. 11-7 Cyclone lead as they work it. Venonic going to wheel it around out top here. Switched on and picked up by Robinson. Nearly had her pocket picked to Powell. Down the far side then, looking in at Lauren Bell. Comes to Despain on the bounce. And Despain looping it in. No good. Rebound swatted, batted around. Daniels up. And she has a wide open Robinson. Got it to Stufflebeam, but just a little too late to get it up. Stufflebeam off glass. Rebound fought for. Who's got it? Jump ball possession of Cyclones. Lauren Bell and Lauren Powell. A pair of Laurens. Lindsey Dunn and Maddie Hood will check in, and actually they're going to say it is Macomb ball. Allie Arnold and Lauren Bell will go out for the Cyclones as Robinson looks to come in. Inbounds to Kennedy Allensworth. She'll shoot and gets the foul. Well, substitution in just a moment. I'll put Kennedy Allensworth line. Foul is going to be whistled on.
I believe it was Addison Despain that picked that one up.
Yep. That sometimes happens when you go after the block like that. You get a little grabby on it. Allensworth misses the first. Subbing in Haley Emmerich for Stufflebeam. Second one is good. Allensworth makes 1 of 2. Makes it 11-8 as Despain works with it. Fires it over to Vanonic. Vanonic dribbling down. Emmerich on her. Over to Powell. She'll put up 3. Bank is open. Just like most days, the bank is open as Lauren Powell puts it in. Makes it 14-8. As the Bombers working around, Holdhouse shot is up, can't answer. Rebound pulled down as Daniels taking it away over to Emmerich. Couple of dribbles to Robinson. She wanted the base or the free throw line jumper, couldn't get it. Over to Holdhouse. Threw it to Robinson, who was not looking. And the gives it back over to the Cyclones. 5:52 left to go here, second quarter. Inbounds to Powell. Off to Vanonic. Vanonic, quick 3, no good. Rebound fought for. Powell able to tie it up, and that will stay with the Cyclones.
Nice extra effort down low from Lauren Powell. Not able to grab the rebound initially, but able to tie it up and get the possession back to West Prairie.
Holdhouse will go out. She obviously done something that Jackson Kane didn't like. Stufflebeam back into Lauren Powell. She'll fake. Look to dribble. Back it out to Despain. Despain for Hood, who will be fouled by Daniels from behind. That'll be the second on Macomb. There's 4 team fouls on West Prairie. And it'll be West Prairie basketball underneath the basket. Bringing it in is Despain on a semi-box, a rhombus, out of bounds hit. Despain 3. Yes! And
Wow.
it counts.
Wow. Man, she has been on fire here early. And I just, you look to hopefully keep that up for the rest of the game. And if that's going to be the case, it might be a walk in the park here for West Prairie if Aston Despain keeps shooting the ball like that.
And the 3 is good, makes it 17-8. Despain will set in. Free throw sticks. And puts the Cyclones up 18-8. Emmerich will bring it back the other way for the Lady Bombers. As out to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam, couple of bounces to Allensworth in the lane for Daniels. She loses it, and Despain picks it up. Addie Despain over to Vanonic. 5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Cyclones up now 18-8. As Vanonic down to the baseline to Dunn. Dunn for Vanonic. Trying to dribble on Allensworth. Had to throw it away. And Robinson throws it up to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam up for Emmerich. Emmerich throws it right in the hands of Vanonic. She has Powell ahead of her. Powell in the lane, and Emmerich says thanks for the gumball Mickey. She comes back on the fly, drives into Lindsey Dunn, puts it up, no good. Rebound though Daniels, and I think Vanonic took that away from behind. And they're checking to see who that last foul was on. It was actually on Allensworth, which is number 23. And I knew that. I
don't know if they got it up on the board wrong or.
They've got 43.
Yeah.
It should be 23 because there is no 43 for Macomb on the floor.
Hopefully they'll get that straightened out here.
Holdhouse will check in. One would assume so. Not that I am always right. 99.98% of the time, yes, but not always. Inbounds to Stufflebeam. She'll put it on the floor a couple of times. Give it over to Holdhouse. Bounce over for Robinson. Robinson to Holdhouse. Swings the pass. In the lane to Daniels, and I don't know who got rocked to sleep, but somebody did. And the Bombers get a big basket, stop a West Prairie run, make it 18-10. Cyclones work it up. Powell nearly had it taken away. A timeout called by Grant Bland, and West Prairie will step aside as well. Thanks some of our very fine sponsors on TSSR Game Time Live. McDonough Telephone Cooperative, this West Prairie game stream, made possible by McDonough Telephone's Fiber Internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For all your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. And before you know it, I bought my garden seed before Christmas. Before you know it, we'll be back in that season again. Despain triggers into Powell. Quick lineup check. Despain, Powell, Vanonic, Dunn, and Hood for West Prairie. Vanonic, quick three. It is up, and it is good.
West Prairie continues to be on fire from outside the arc as Grace Vanonic hits down. I believe that is her second three of the game. As Macomb starts working the ball around.
Holdhouse with it. Wanted to pull the trigger. Couldn't. And a holds here with 3:45 left to go in this first half. Out to Stufflebeam. They're trying to get Holdhouse coming to the baseline. In the lane to Daniels. Daniels has it tipped away, and Hood says, "Give me that." Takes it away, and then off to Vanonic. Vanonic quickly up to Despain. Addie Despain thinking about it. Thought about the heat check, said no, and then lost the pass to Robinson. Robinson up the court quickly to Holdhouse. Three is short. Rebound Despain. And she'll work it out of there. Off to Vanonic, Grace Vanonic. Holds, waits. Drives baseline, couple of bounces, shoot shot, no good. Rebound. Powell able to scoop it up in the corner. Double teamed. And they're going to call her for traveling, say she stepped through. Stortzum and Nicholson will check in, as Daniels and Allensworth will go out. A shade under 3 minutes left to go here in this first half. Holdhouse bringing it up. Working against the 2-3 zone of the Cyclones. Over to Stufflebeam. Couple of bounces to Robinson, over to Holdhouse. In the lane, Allison Stortzum bounce down. Nice feed to Nicholson, who gets it to stick.
Nifty play there from Macomb as he's able to spot the baseline cut and get the 2 points.
Keeps the lead at 9 for the Cyclones. Powell nearly broke the pressure, and then a tie-up. It'll be Macomb basketball. Counts the same as the turnover. Stufflebeam able to pressure Lauren Powell. And that's another one of those, as you're trying to get past, you got to get that foot, you got to stick that shoulder in and push your way on past. 21-12 Cyclones. Stortzum with it. To Robinson. Bounces, cross courts it over to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam in the lane. Partially tipped by Dunn. Robinson tries to save it in, but stepped on the inline. So that'll bring it back over to West Prairie. Bombers going to pressure a little bit here. Into Powell. Powell over to Despain, up to Vanonic. Vanonic has a little bit of a jailbreak if she wants it. Throws to Hood. Hood to Dunn. Dunn in the lane. Missed the lay-in. And as it tipped out of bounds, it'll go over to Macomb. Bell and Arnold will check in. As Hood and Dunn come out for West Prairie. Stufflebeam bounces back to Holdhouse. Holdhouse works it over to Stufflebeam. A bounce. And cross course. They're trying to set up Holdhouse for that three, John, but they just haven't been able to do it again. And a scrum inside for it. Robinson with it. Shoot shot, no good, but Allison Stortzum says, "Got your back, partner." Cuts the lead to 7, 21-14. Cyclones quick fast break to Lauren Powell. Bell shot is good. A little bit of bounce around, fall down and go. And the Cyclones make it 23-14. Now they're working to Robinson. Robinson over to Holdhouse. Shoots three and gets three. And you and I talked about, they have been trying to work to her all game long. Cyclones got to be careful with her.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen her she put up a lot of threes here so far. As Lauren Powell's going to take it inside, looking for a foul, but no contact. But as I said, she's been looking for that three, and if she keeps getting open shots, you know she's going to start knocking them down, so West Prairie's got to be very careful with her.
Arnold with a steal there, nearly lost it. Lauren Bell corrals it. As Venonic brings it up. Over to Powell. Powell gonna set. Comes back, dribbles down lane, and Venonic lost it. Out of there with it comes Nicholson. Nicholson full speed into the Spain, turns out to Holdhouse, three on the way, no good. Rebound tipped, and pulling it out of there with it is Powell. Up to Venonic. We work with 10 seconds left to go here. Down in the corner, Allie Arndt. She's fouled by Stortzum. That is the 5th on the team, and so with 8.9 seconds left, they will bring it in. Emmerich checking in, and Stuff will beam out. Despain will bring it in. Enough time to put it on the deck a couple times, maybe make one pass. Inbounds to Venonic, to Powell. Coming back to this, Venonic or Despain partially tipped. Emmerich with it. Time to get a shot up. Robinson streaking ahead of her. They bounce down to Robinson, and the shot no good. At the end of the first half of play, it is 23-17. The Cyclones lead it here. You are watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandensville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
And we'll let you watch a little of warm-ups and the girls get back out. But I know we've got several great things coming up for you over the coming week. I don't want to get too far ahead because I'm telling you, the way the weather is and the schedule, I don't really, I like to promo things where we can. But, man, you know the way things are going, John. And
absolutely.
It is on Monday night will be the JV version of the Bushnell West Prairie doubleheader. Then coming up on Tuesday, it'll be the varsity side of things. I know Kenny and Dwayne will have Monday night. I'll have Tuesday night for you. And then from there, honestly, the way things are going, I don't know that I've really looked that far ahead, to be honest with you. I do know on the 22nd, we hope to bring you some junior high 7th grade boys basketball here at West Prairie, the West Prairie Regional. I don't know what we'll do with the 8th grade. We'll see about that. That all comes to fruition later. That is not my department. That is one Mr. Dwayne Hewlett's department. He is the administrator. I just talk all the time. That's exactly what I tell folks. So we'll have that coming up. We're going to step aside for just a moment or two. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
And welcome back here, getting ready for the second half of play. Again, John, wanted to have you give kind of your first half thoughts. A great first half for the Cyclones. What's on tap for them in the second half, or what would you be telling the Cyclones?
I mean, if you have a lead, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? They came out in that first half, played extremely well. They shot the three ball, probably the best that we've ever seen this team shoot the ball. Addison Despain, 3 threes. I believe Lauren Powell has a 3. Grace Vananek has 2 threes. So if you're a Cyclones fan, you'd really like to see that three-point shooting continue here into the second half. But, you know, it could cause some trouble if that three-point shooting calms down. They really haven't been able to get much going inside. But I guess we'll see how that pans out here in the second half. And for Macomb, they've been able to generate a lot of open shots, just not been able to knock them down. Again, if you're West Prairie, you got to look to limit those open shots, because if those start falling again, you could be in some deep trouble. They only have a 6-point lead. Definitely not something that would be hard to overcome if those shots do start falling for Macomb.
And one other thing, the Cyclone's going to have to watch the pressure. I know that bothered the JV Cyclones quite a bit. So the Varsity Cyclone's going to definitely have to keep an eye on that. It will be Cyclone basketball to start the second half. It is Lauren Powell, Grace Vanotic, Maddie Hood, Allie Arnold, and Addie Despain. For Macomb, it is Nicholson, Stortzum, Robinson, Holdhouse, and Daniels. Pass comes into Vanotic in the corner. Loops it up, very nearly stolen into Addie Despain. She'll put it up and draw a foul. I believe that will be Nicholson. I'll put Addie Despain at the free throw line. Despain, free throw is good. And pretty good free throw shooter on the season. Makes it 24-17. Second one, no good. The rebound bouncing to Robinson. She'll bring it off to Holdhouse, and they'll bring it back the other way. Dribbling up, kick over to Robinson on the far side. Gives in to Stortzum. Stortzum trying to get across the lane, and it will be fouled.
See who they call that one on.
Maddie Hood. As Robinson will trigger it in. Waits into Holdhouse. Dribbles, shot partially blocked by Allie Arnold. The Cyclones throwing a block party. Who knew? Up to Powell. Quickly on the near side. A fake and a bounce. And spinner out of there. Robinson trying to take it away from her. Hood going to give a screen. And now Daniels out top with Powell. Over to Vanotic. Vanotic. Over to Despain. Despain working on Nicholson in the lane for Arnold. Arnold out to Vanotic. Vanotic works it out and will be patient here. As the official not yet doing the 5 count. Now he does, and they've got a foul. Daniels with the bump. Gave the hip there. And that is the second on the Lady Bombers. Second, coincidentally, on Daniels. Looking to get it in, having a little trouble. Into Powell. Powell on the far sideline to Vanotic. Down the lane. Shot is no good, and the rebound snaked out of there by Daniels. Off to Holdhouse, and Holdhouse on the run. Pull up top of the key. She'll bounce for Nicholson. Down to Stortzum. Stortzum a couple of dribbles. Puts up shot, no good, and rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll be West Prairie ball. And that's also, John, to open up Holdhouse a little bit on the outside. Stortzum and Daniels are going to have to do a little bit on the inside.
Yeah, if you get those defenders committed and coming in a bit further, it could open up three-point opportunities for one of the the player that's been putting up the most threes here for Macomb. So you got to get that ball working inside and get these West Prairie defenders more committed to defending the paint.
Despain out top with it. Loops it to Powell. Powell trying to get in there and traveled with it. And now into the game, we have Caitlyn Robinson and Kylie Robinson. Kylie Robinson with it now. 6:25, clock rolling here, third quarter. Bouncing around. Arnold with a steal for the Cyclones. Tried to throw it up the court. Holdhouse says, I'll take that back. Up to Robinson. And she'll be fouled by Arnold. Caitlyn Robinson will pick up the second on the West Prairie team here in this second half. Second on Allie Arnold as well. Robinson looking now to Holdhouse. Got it into her. Misses the three. Rebound. Stortzum with it. And that time, Despain's going to climb her on her back. I know Grant Bland not happy about it, but she definitely had a hand on the back.
Just clean a block up top, just a little down low. Had a couple hands on her, so.
And see, if you do that inside, you don't get those. But when it's out on the outside, that happens. Stortzum at the free throw line. Free throw is good. Cuts the lead to 24-18. Second one, good for Stortzum. 24-19. Bombers will pressure. They throw it up to Vanotic. Did a nice job tipping away up to Despain. Despain trying the fast break, kind of crashing third to Arnold. To Vanotic out top for a three. It's good. kind of the oopsie doodles into a three-pointer. 27-19 lead for the Cyclones here. Macomb working out to Caitlyn Robinson, to Kylie. Couple of dribbles and then over swinging to Holdhouse. Holdhouse looking to dribble out to Kylie Robinson, down to Caitlyn. A bounce, she'll fake, give it to Daniels, and Daniels had it knocked away by Arlie Arnold. Shot in the lane by Caitlyn Robinson, no good, and Hood throws it away to Kylie Robinson. She'll spot shot, no good. Stortson rebound. She'll miss it. Daniels the rebound. She misses it, and Allie Arnold takes it down. Kylie Robinson going to foul to Spain there. And we've got a timeout called by the Bombers. 27-19 lead here for West Prairie. 5:15 left in the third. Let's thank our very fine sponsors, including Country Financial Agent Brett Powell, who says your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Yetter Farm Equipment Facilities in Colchester and Macomb is an agricultural equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. Of course, TSSR Game Time Live. We do follow BPC and West Prairie Sports. I know normally the Lady Bombers and Bomber Sports in general covered like a blanket by one Mr. Justice Keene. Bomber Sports Network. Benonic with it, brings it up, tried to get it to Hood. That one tapped away, and it's going to stay with West Prairie.
And West Prairie really has done a pretty decent job here tonight, handling pressure, able to work the ball up the court, making 2-3 good crisp passes, and getting on the other side of the court with relative ease, actually.
Powell up with it to Benonic, picked up by Holdhouse, wanted the shot, said no. Powell in the corner, spins on Holdhouse, shoots shot, it bounces around. Rebound, Arnold tries to save it back in, but cannot. 27-19 lead. 10 has been the largest for the Cyclones. Stufflebeam back in the game now for the Bombers, as is Allensworth. And they work it over to Holdhouse. She'll fake to Caitlyn Robinson to Stufflebeam. Allensworth, a bounce, nearly lost it. And they're going to say she lost it out of bounds. Kind of bounced it and let it go there. And, John, that's one of those frustrates coaches. That's why coaches use a lot of stomach acid products, because you don't leave it to chance. You go get it. Addie Despain up with it, tried to throw it to Arnold. Allensworth takes it away. Now they'll come back the other way. It is Holdhouse pulling it up. Cross courts it. Stufflebeam thought about it. Bounces into Stortson. She'll facilitate. Go to Allensworth. Allensworth will dribble in, and they're going to say a block on Maddie Hood.
Sliding the feet there a little bit, so she's going to get the blocking foul.
And on Hood, that's going to be her second. Caitlyn Robinson will bring it inbounds now. Looks for Holdhouse. And it was a good good defensive thing at first, and then got her with the trip as she came by. That's the third on Allie Arnold. Robinson looking to inbounds, tried to get in. Despain takes it away, throws it out to Powell, who had to go out of bounds. It's one of those. You appreciate the idea, but not maybe at that moment.
Yeah, but you do really like to see West Prairie looking up the court, trying to get started on these fast breaks. They've played relatively slow off rebounds. It might be something that you look for when it's there, but just a little bit of an errant pass, and it's going to result in Macomb basketball.
Holdhouse will have it back, comes over to Stufflebeam. They bounce down in the lane to Allensworth, and she'll be tied up there. Grace Vanonic doing a nice job of jumping there and tying her up. And we'll change it over. It'll be Macomb ball on the tie-up. Inbounds, and Despain takes it away again, out to Powell. She's got a 3-on-2 if she wants it. Drives in the lane, puts it up and in, and good.
And we saw Addison Despain make the errant pass on a play that was almost exactly similar to that one the play before. She puts it on point there, and Lauren Powell is able to take it coast to coast and give West Prairie a 10-point lead.
29-19 the lead now for the Cyclones here in this one. We'll step aside. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit, and all the providers and staff are putting the patient first.
And we are back here as 29-19, 10-point lead for Cyclones. Latter stages, 3:48 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Glad you're alongside for another TSSR Game Time Live event here. Can apologize, a little bit of a slow stream, I understand. As Macomb going to bring it in. Could be the approaching weather, could be a million different things. Stufflebeam brings the cause half court over to Holdhouse. Holdhouse over to Stufflebeam, waits, bounces in for Stortzum, over to Holdhouse. Couple of dribbles to Stufflebeam, down in the corner Allensworth, bounces for Stortzum, shoots shot, missed it. Robinson the rebound, and she's fouled. We'll see who that's on, could be very important. And that's on Maddie Hood. That's her third. Sixth on the team. And Caitlyn Robinson up at the free throw line. She will shoot a pair. Misses the first one.
And you like to see West Prairie playing aggressive, playing physical, but you got to be careful on the fouls here as they're starting to add up for Maddie Hood 1 and Allie Arnold, as they both have 3 fouls, which could play a big role towards the end of this game.
Second one on the way. It is no good as well, but Allensworth able to get the rebound to Holdhouse. Put up the 3 and good. Boy, that kind of a backbreaker there. That was one you definitely don't want to give up. It's a 29-22 and almost stole the inbounds. Up to Powell with another 3-on-2. She'll put up 3, won't get it. Arnold, they thought she had the rebound, but are they going to say it's West Prairie basketball? I didn't know whether Allie Arnold had reestablished or not.
She kind of got ran into there. I'm surprised they didn't call a foul.
Inbounds to Venonic, up to Powell. Bouncing down for Despain. Addie Despain wanted to load it up and dribble it off the foot of Holdhouse. Spain brings it into the extreme corner. Box offensive set. And Venonic cross-courts it. Powell thought 3, puts it down, dribbles. In the lane, shot, going to bounce out. No good, rebound, Arnold. She'll hand it to Lauren Bell to Despain. Despain gets it to go. That is a senior night bounce, John.
Home court roll is something, but she's got it going here.
And it makes it 31-22, and Stortzum will be fouled.
We'll see who that one's on. If it's on Allie Arnold, that'll be her 4th. And I believe it will be on her, so she might have to sit here as we close out the third quarter.
And 1-on-1 coming up for the Bombers.
Correction, I think they called that foul on Lauren Bell. I thought the official threw 4 fingers at the scorer's table, but I guess not.
And that'll put Allison Stortzum up at the free throw line. Free throw is good. Stortzum gets the first one. Cuts the lead down to 31-23. Emmerich will check in for the Bombers. Stufflebeam goes out. As Stortzum will try to inch them to within 7. And free throw is no good. Despain, nice job snapping that up. Stays at 31-23. 23. Powell with it. Comes over to Venonic, rather. Venonic driving in, tried to bounce it. Arnold, stolen away by Robinson, and back they'll come the other way. Bombers working around over to Emmerich, to Robinson. Back to Emmerich, coming over to Holdhouse, and they are doing a good job watching her. She'll try to loop it in the lane. Allie Arnold, another steal. The Cyclones coming the other way. Lauren Powell stops, waiting for Venonic. Bounces it to her. She'll go in the lane. Shot no good. And the rebound, Robinson out of there with it. Jackson Kane telling them to push the pace. 31-22. Bounce distorts him. Shot on the way. Airballed it. Rebound to Spain out of there. Over to Venonic with 1:40 left to go here, third quarter. Powell holds. And now they can afford to be patient. Emmerich to pressure to Venonic. Venonic dribbling on Holdhouse. Fakes, cross-courts it. Despain thought about the three, puts it up in the lane, no good. Almost had her on rim. Bell gets it, shoots it, won't get it to go. Almost had another one as Allensworth chases it down, and back they'll come the other way. Emmerich, top of the key, drives in. Over to Allensworth. Holdhouse, three is up and on the way. Short. Rebound, Bell. Nice job on the block out by Lauren Bell, John.
Yeah, and that's just one thing that she does extremely well. She's always looking to put a body on someone and track down these rebounds. And if you're the Cyclones, that's what you'd like to see, able to close out possessions and not give up second chance points.
Stuffelbeam in, Holdhouse out, 1:04 left to go here in the third quarter. Cyclones will bring it in with pressure. And will now bounce it into Powell. Powell on their side, jumped at by Stortson. Working on Stuffelbeam. Powell puts it up, no good. Rebound, Stuffelbeam down. And out of there with it will come Stuffelbeam. Dribbles down. Waits, comes to the near sideline. Out top for Emmerich. Emmerich over to Robinson. Down for Stortson. Will spin, kick out Robinson. Up to Stuffelbeam. Stuffelbeam bouncing on. Nice job bouncing it down to Allensworth, who will put it up and put it in. And the Bombers make it 31-24. And Lauren Powell nearly losing on the sideline is going to be tipped out of bounds by Macomb.
Macomb sending three players after Lauren Powell there, trying to get the ball back.
And desperately trying to keep in this one, 31-24. Inbounds to Venonic. She thought about the three. Cross courts it to Powell. Powell dribbling, and Stuffelbeam going to take it away, and a foul on Lauren Powell. That'll be 1-1. Eighth team foul on the Cyclones, 4 on Macomb. As Allens will be Stuffelbeam at the free throw line. She readies with it. Couple of dribbles, and got it. Inches the Lady Bombers to within 6. Caitlyn Robinson goes out. Holdhouse back in. Stuffelbeam will try to make it a 5-point deficit. Second one is good. 31-26 now. Despain looking to bring it inbound, lobs it into Powell. Powell throws it back. Despain able to get it, and she'll be bumped from behind. Be the 5th team foul on Macomb.
West Prairie starting to play into Macomb's hands a little bit, speeding themselves up. You got to slow the ball down and take care of it here as we were getting ready to close out this quarter.
Despain to trigger. Into Venonic, who taps it, stolen away by Allensworth. She has a 3-on-1, fakes, brings it down, and Addie Despain erases it.
The chase down, LeBron James-esque, I would say. Big block there from Addison Despain. Ball will remain with Macomb, however.
And with 3.7 seconds, they'll bring it in. Into Holdhouse, she'll shoot 3. It is short rebound. Powell down with it. And that's the end of the third quarter play. 31-27 lead for the West Prairie Cyclones. Let's take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Back here, Grant Bland tuning up the band for the last quarter here. John, if you're in that huddle, what are you saying?
I mean, you gotta close out this game. You've played well for 3 quarters, but as we know, all it takes is one bad quarter, and if that happens, you're gonna find yourself in a game that's a lot closer than you would like. If you're West Prairie, you gotta slow down the ball. Macomb has been putting a lot of pressure on the ball here, especially late in that third quarter. They forced a couple turnovers. So you got to preach ball security. You have to take care of the basketball. You can't give up possessions back to Macomb because they started playing very well towards the end of that third quarter, knocking down their shots. A lot of free throws we saw as, they're going to stay in the bonus here, so you can't foul either.
It is Allensworth, Emmerich, Stufflebeam, Stortzum, and Holdhouse on the floor. For the Bombers, it is Powell, Despain, Vanonic, Arnold, and Hood on the floor. They throw it into Powell. Powell on the side. And again, patience, patience, patience. You got to preach at the girls. And they're going to say offensive foul as Powell had her arm wrapped over the top of Holdhouse, or of Stufflebeam. And now that is the 9th team on West Prairie. Stufflebeam over to Emmerich. Stufflebeam down to Allensworth. Cross courts and almost into the hands of Addie Despain. Holdhouse couldn't handle it. Back, and now Grace Vanonic will push it up here to Despain. Despain driving down the lane, loops it off the glass. No good. Stortzum aboard. And over to Stufflebeam. Jackson Kane saying push it, push it. Up to Emmerich, and she'll be tripped by Arnold. And on Allie Arnold, that will be number 4. She and Powell both with 4. That'll put Emmerich up at the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, and these fouls are going to play a big part as we still have 7 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in this game. Macomb is going to be shooting bonus for the rest of the game, and as you mentioned, Allie Arnold with 4 fouls, Lauren Powell with 4 fouls. Maddie Hood, I believe, has 3 fouls. So they're going to have to play extremely conservatively as we see the first free throw here is up and good.
That's going to cut it down to a 3-point lead, 31-28. Lindsey Dunn will check in. And she'll replace Allie Arnold for the Cyclones. Emmerich going to try to cut it down to a 2-point deficit for Macomb. Sets herself at the line. Free throws on the way. A little too long. Despain with the rebound to Vanonic. And they'll head the other way. Vanonic. And that pass coming sideline, tipped away by Stufflebeam. And Emmerich, that's 2 rough plays in a row for her.
Yeah, big screen set there from Madison Despain.
Inbounds. Stufflebeam able to bat it away from Powell. Lauren Powell got to be a little careful. And Stufflebeam traveled with it as she came to the jump stop. Instead of just going in with the layup, and with Lauren Powell having 4 fouls, you got to know that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to crash to the basket, see what you can bring up. Yetter Farm Equipment is with facilities in Colchester and Macomb, agriculture equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. Country Financial agent Brett Powell says your farm is your legacy. As the leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. And the Bombers currently with a foul to give, if it would get to that, 31-28, 3-point lead for West Prairie. They pretty much led all the way in this one. we'll see the Cyclones again, foul trouble becoming a big problem.
And West Prairie's going to ask for big minutes out of here from Lindsey Dunn as she replaced Allie Arnold a few possessions ago while she takes a seat with her 4 fouls. But, I mean, you got to play without fouling here, especially with Macomb being in the bonus and starting to knock on the door.
And Stortson with a steal on the inbounds. She is fouled from behind by Despain. And one of the things you cannot do, and that puts Stortson, that's 3 on Addie Despain. Nice job by Stortson, a pretty darn good volleyball player, jumping up and getting that one. Free throw is good.
And that's been the story here. Macomb getting to the line and hitting their free throws. But, man, West Prairie, you have got to take care of the basketball. That is just an inexcusable turnover on the inbounds there.
Stortson with the second one. It is good as well. So 31-30. Despain on the inbounds, looks to trigger it in, fires it to half court to Maddie Hood, and Robinson, a collision there. I think that would probably be pass interference.
Couple flags flying in from the audience. Man, that was a rough hit.
That was a pretty hard hit there. Despain will look to inbound it again. Lob in, and Holdhouse able to tip it away from Vanonic. Holdhouse up, puts it up and missed it. And Grace Vanonic will come out of there with it. Dribbling down. Vanonic out to Despain. Despain works with 6:50 left in the game. 31-30 lead. In the lane, they try to get it to Dunn off the leg of Caitlyn Robinson out of bounds.
It's a nice look there from West Prairie, just wasn't able to corral in the ball there.
As Despain will look to trigger it in, waits. Inbounds bounce to Dunn. Dunn threw it to Jersey Brown into the game, stolen by Emmerich, and Brown's going to commit the personal.
And a familiar sight here as Macomb is going to go back to the free throw line. Just fouls that are, it's fouls you don't want to see, but I understand that it's hard to play without fouling in situations like that, especially for a young player like Jersey Brown. As you know, she is only a sophomore, but you have to be a little bit smarter there about the fouls, especially with Macomb being in the bonus.
And that one a miss, so it'll stay 31-30. As Emmerich will set it. Second one's no good, and Despain out of there with the rebound. Off it comes in the hands of Grace Vanonic. She'll dribble it up here, and again, can be patient. Pulls up the three, though, missed it, and the rebound pulled down by Stortson. Stortson out of there. Here comes the Bombers. Out to Holdhouse. Three is no good. Rebound. Who's got it? Fight for it on the floor, and a travel as Stortson rolled over when she got it. And it'll actually be
West Prairie ball, I believe.
Yes. Yep, I believe so. And they'll come back. Despain going to trigger it in into Lauren Powell. Powell up the court, throws it away over to Holdhouse. Holdhouse drives in the lane, lays it up and missed it. Robinson will miss it. And Despain the rebound. Down to 6 minutes left to go.
And you have to slow the ball down here if you're West Prairie. Look for a good shot. No reason to put up shots early into the possession here. But we'll see just that. But a trip to the line for Grace Vanonic. Looked aggressive there, getting to the line. Could be some big free throws here. She's able to hit both of them.
And we'll see if she can do just that. Still 31-30 here. As we continue along in the fourth quarter. We'll have a couple substitutions in just a moment. First one by Vanonic is good. As they get ready. and makes the second. So it is actually 32-31. Apologize. The score program giving me a little bit of an issue here. We'll get it as Emmerich works it now. It is 33-30. Oh, and shot by Robinson. 3 is good. We're tied at 33.
Huge 3 there from Robinson as she's able to tie up the game.
And now working up. Vanonik has it stolen. Robinson with it to Emmerich. And blocked out of bounds. They're going to whistle the foul on Addie Despain. And that's one you got to be so careful with that. And so that's going to be 33-33. All tied up here. 5:29 left to go in the game. Free throw is no good. Holdhouse will check in just a moment. Second one on the way, no good. And the rebound snapped up there by Addie Despain. She'll try to bring it up, has it tapped out of bounds by Stortzum, and they are just hounding the Cyclones up the court. And we're going to have a timeout. We'll step aside. You stay right here. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live as we have a 33-33 tie between the two teams here. 5:24 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. And glad you're alongside here with us here as we come to a fight to the finish. Inbounds to Despain, from Despain to Vanonik. Dribbles down, Vanonik. Getting away, breaking the 5 count, coming to Despain. And we've got a foul whistled on Stortzum. That'll be the 7th or 8th on the team. 5 minutes left to go.
Now West Prairie will be in the bonus. Could be good news for them as they'll see Addison Despain, who's been pretty good from the line here tonight. Looking for 1-on-1 here.
Free throws on the way. It is no good, and the rebound snapped up there by Nicholson off to Holdhouse. And Holdhouse gives it back over to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam working us under 5 minutes. Out to Holdhouse, a fake. And with a 33-33 time, Macomb doesn't have to be quite as aggressive, but can take a little patience to Stortzum. Or actually, that's Nicholson. Gets trapped in there, lobs it out to Stufflebeam over to Nicholson. She'll throw it up into Hood. To Vanonik. Vanonik got to do something, and Holdhouse tips it away. That's one of those you got to go. You can't just stand there. You got to move. You got to go.
Can't let the defense get set up down the court.
Inbounds to Vanonik. 4.5 left to go. Vanonik trying to get around Stortzum, trapped at half court, throws it right in the hands of Nicholson. Nicholson missed the lay-in, and a foul over the back on Addie Despain. And we'll see on Despain. I think that's fifth on Addie Despain. So she will foul out here on this senior night. And that's one of those you cannot put yourself in that situation. Stufflebeam up at the free throw line. Ready to put it on the way. Free throw is an air ball, no good.
And man, I think this is going to be the fourth quarter that lasts forever for as many trips as we had to the line. We're not even halfway through here. It's the second free throw is going to be good.
34-33 now. Venonic trying to dribble it up the court, and she is fouled from behind. And that's going to be free throws upcoming here for Venonic. Nicholson, and I assume that's kind of their tack as they're going to make the Cyclones hit it from the free throw line. Venonic setting herself at the free throw line, ready to put it on the way. Free throw is no good, and the rebound starts him down with it. Fight for it on the floor, and it is going to be Macomb basketball.
Wow.
Saying tipped away by Maddie Hood. It has been an interesting finish. 4:21 left to go here in the ball game. Macomb by 1, 34-33. Stufflebean to Holdhouse. Distorts him, driving baseline, dumps it to Robinson, puts it up and in, and makes it 36-33. Brown lobs into Venonic. Venonic back to Brown. Brown spinning, back to Venonic, and across half court they go. Venonic fakes, pulls up 3. That one a little wide of the mark. And now Macomb that you hear is them deflating the basketball. Over to Stufflebean. Down for Robinson. She'll go in, give it to Stortzum. Missed it. Rebound fought for. Stortzum got it back, puts it up, and puts it in. Into Venonic. 38-33 lead. Venonic trying to come up the far side of the court. Double team to Hood. Hood dribbles, throws it up, won't go. Rebound Bell. She and Dunn were actually fighting for it. Over to Venonic. Dribbles down, throws it up, and picks up a foul.
Back to the line, and I think all the West Prairie fans are praying for 2 makes here, as these free throws are huge for this West Prairie team.
And that is the 9th team foul on Macomb. Venonic misses the first. Got ready the second one here. Second one is good. So makes it 38-34, stops the Macomb run. On the way with it is Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam waits, gives it out to Robinson. They can be very patient with it here. To Holdhouse as they're working under 3 minutes left to go. Up to Stufflebeam. And remember, Maddie Hood with the 3 personals, so she can't really go out. If you want to put them on the line, Jersey Brown trying to get it away. Bounce over to Stufflebeam to Robinson. Fakes and then loses it, and a foul to boot. If you had a checklist of what not to do late in a ball game, I think they just went down about 4 of them right now. And that'll bring up to the free throw line Lindsey Dunn. She'll ready to put it up and on the way. Dunn with the first. It's good. Big free throw there, cuts it down to a 1-possession ball game. She'll ready the second one. Second one, good as well. Cuts it down to 2, 38-36. Macomb walks it up here. 2:45 left to go in the ball game as Holdhouse comes to Stortzum, dribbles, waits for Nicholson. Nicholson waiting for somebody. Picked up her dribble, nearly lost it. Out to Holdhouse. Holdhouse down the far sideline. Up to Nicholson. Nicholson getting fouled by Brown. And that'll make it free throws for Nicholson with 2:18 left to go in the ball game.
And again, West Prairie, I mean, you want to be aggressive and get the ball back, but with the foul situation the way it is, you have to be extremely careful.
Free throw by Nicholson is on the way, off the side. And Allie Arnold will check in, replacing Jersey Brown. And they'll replace Nicholson in just a moment. 2:18 left to go here. Both teams in the double bonus with 10 fouls apiece. Second one is no good, but a rebound by Stortzum. Pulled out of there by Lauren Bell. Cyclones with a chance with a 2 will tie it. Venonic across the timeline. Puts up the 3, partially blocked there by Holthouse. Fight for it on the floor. Nicholson out. And over to Stufflebeam. With it only being a 2-point deficit, you want to play defense as long as you can, then foul if you have to. Nicholson would probably be my choice. Stortzum with it. Dribbles down the near side, hands to Holthouse. Arnold cannot give the foul. She's got 4. As any pressure, somebody's got to get up on Stufflebeam. Down to Nicholson. Nicholson working, cross courts it. Holthouse. And they get a timeout called on by Jackson Kane. We're going to step aside there. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live as we continue. What is a very tight game, John. This has been a good game all the way along before for the two teams here, and they continue to fight it out. We'll see what they come up with. And for Macomb, you got to take care of the basketball. For West Prairie, they've got to get the basketball back one way or the other. You gotta get the basketball back and get something going.
And coaches always preach how free throws can win games. And, man, it feels like this fourth quarter has lasted longer than the rest of the game combined for as many free throws as we've shot here. But, yeah, we're definitely in for an exciting finish. It's been a very physical game as both teams over 10 fouls. Our scoreboard here doesn't exactly track anything past 10 fouls, but I guarantee you it's well past that for both teams.
Minute 28, Macomb ball. Allie Arnold out top trying to get Emmerich over to Holthouse. Holthouse watched by Venonic to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam gets away, comes out to Emmerich, and they thought you don't shoot that 3. Arnold nearly gets it picked away, and then over to Stufflebeam. Bounce out to Emmerich. Emmerich going to be fouled by Arnold, and that'll do it for Allie Arnold tonight on this senior night.
Had to pick one up there, or else Macomb was just going to keep working the ball around, wasting some clock. And if you're West Prairie, the clock is not on your side. So foul here and hope for some misses to get the ball back.
Jersey Brown will check in. Allie Arnold will go out. So we'll see the two seniors on the bench. We'll see if the rest can pull them along to the win. 1:04 left to go here, 38-36 lead. And the free throw missed by Emmerich. Allensworth will check in. She'll replace Holthouse. Offense-defense substitution. Right is the second one, 38-36 the lead. Missed them both, but got her own rebound. And boy, that's one that just cannot happen. Grace Venonic with it. She'll be calling for the foul. And it makes it 56 seconds. That'll put Emmerich back up to the free throw line. Venonic picks up her first. As Emmerich, first one, no good. Now this time somebody's got to get her. Last time was able to corral her own rebound.
Yeah, that's just something that can't happen in a game like this. You got to put a body on somebody.
Free throw number 2 is good. 39-36, inbounds to Venonic. Allensworth watching her, dribbling up the sideline. And Stufflebeam picks it away. Stufflebeam works us down to 45 seconds left. They're going to have to foul. Somebody's going to have to give one. Jersey Brown coming up Stuffelbeam getting away from her. They come to Stortzum. Stortzum over, and they've got to get a foul, wasting a lot of time. Brown finally gets one. You can't waste time, and they let about 15 seconds go.
Yeah, you got to look for the steal right away, and if you don't get it, you have to give up a foul there. The time, like I said, the clock is not on your side, and Macomb was able to run some precious seconds off the clock there.
Stuffelbeam, free throw just grazed the front of the rim. 39-36. Ready is the second one. And it's no good as well. Bell the rebound. Over to Vanonic. You do not have to have a three. Just get the first good shot. And that is Hood. Hood driving in. Flips it and can't get it. Lauren Stuffelbeam brings it out of there. 15 seconds left. Jackson Kane actually takes a timeout. 39-36 lead here. And going to set up some things. They're kind of surprised with the clock count. He's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why he called that there.
I would guess trying to set up
something here, yeah.
Make sure somebody who he wants to have the ball gets the ball. With 16 seconds left, it is double bonus. And for West Prairie, John, they've got a foul the instant the ball comes in.
Yeah.
They can't wait anymore. They've got to get that foul as quick as they can.
Yeah, coming towards the end of this game, you're going to have the ball in your hands if you're West Prairie. Macomb can just sit there and run as much clock as they want, but if you're West Prairie, you have to get this ball back into your possession.
Robinson will bring it in. Stortzum, Allensworth, Holdhouse, and now Stuffelbeam gets in the backcourt. Nobody's on her. And Stuffelbeam avoiding people.
Got a foul.
And they've let 7 seconds roll off the clock before they fouled Holdhouse. She'll step up to the free throw line, can essentially put this away. Holdhouse, free throw on the way, no good. Emmerich will check in.
And a miss here will give West Prairie a chance for something.
And Grant Bland will take a timeout. As coach is making sure all timeouts get expended, we'll step aside on TSSR Game Time Live.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough.
Back here as Jackson Kane talks to his charges, 8.1 seconds left to go here. And Cyclones have to get the ball, have to hope for a miss. If not, you've got to get up the court as quick as you can. Throw it up. You don't have to have a three. A two works as good. But you got to score somehow, some way. You have got to score. As Holdhouse readies it. Like I said, can essentially make it a two-possession game. Free throw. On the way goes. Emmerich will check out. And now Vanonic going to bring it in. And actually they're pulling back pressure. That's probably what he was talking about. Vanonic up with it, 40-36. She'll have it ripped away by Emmerich. And that is the ball game. 40-36, Macomb with the win over the Cyclones of West Prairie here tonight on this senior night. Very so close yet so far here in the ball game. So the Macomb Bombers take it home here tonight over the West Prairie Cyclones. That's going to wrap up things here. John, your final thoughts on the night?
I mean, what can you say? It was a rough game. It was a good game, I'd say. Was very closely contested all the way through. It came down to free throws in the fourth quarter. Macomb was just able to get the ball in their hands more often, force more turnovers. And while neither team shot that great from the free throw line, they hit them when it mattered. And, I mean, it was just a grinded-out win for this Macomb team, and I would say one that they should definitely be proud of.
And that'll do it for us. Thank you for being alongside. Hopefully the guys will have a game tomorrow night. We'll be back in yours coming up on next week, Monday or Tuesday, so catch us there. This is, of course, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.